Senna has cleared the problem. He now has only Rosberg to deal with in the immediate future.
Jackie Stewart, who's forgotten more about Grand Prix racing than most of us know, said yesterday that in his opinion, Ayrton Senna was about 2 years off his prime. If that's so, it's a pretty terrifying prospect for all the rest of them. And the gap now, which is almost visual, is 1 3/4 seconds. That's the man who's in second place, Senna. Mark Schurer is still there, but 28 seconds behind the leader in third position. Niki Lauda is fourth. Alboreto is fifth. Streff is sixth. And now the leader, Keke Rosberg, has lapped everybody up to Philippe Streff, who is in sixth position. And that's a superb performance by the Frenchman.
For Senna, he's got a little bit of paper in the left-hand radiator, his left-hand side of the car, the right-hand side as we look. I saw a bit of paper flapping around. It's disappeared for the moment. If it's gone into the pod and against the radiator, that could cause an overheating problem. So, the big mistake from Senna. That certainly would be what Jackie meant, because in 2 years' time he won't even do that. That will please Rosberg, because he's pushing very hard. But the way he's caught Rosberg, there isn't a hurry. So bad tactics by Senna. Here we see it again, right up on the curb, and he could have damaged the car because he really gave it a big bouncing over that curb. Now, it remains to be seen as to whether Senna has got himself into trouble if he's damaged any of the suspension of the car, because they really aren't designed for that sort of fun games.
I think that Ayrton Senna has got brake problems. We were expecting that. You can see the paper in the pod, but he's going to overheat. That is absolutely for sure. That's what happened to Keke Rosberg at Detroit. He had to come in and have the paper removed from the pod, which was blocking the radiator, but still, of course, won the race. But I think Senna's got brake problems. I think that's why he overshot. I don't think it was a driver error. He's got these carbon fibre disc brakes, and they're less likely to last than the steel ones.
Yeah, this is where radio communication can help you if you've got it, because in Senna's case, there's a very, very good chance that he won't know that piece of paper in there. Now you get a feel for the acceleration of the car as we look down on them, and now booting it up onto the main straight and getting up to 300 kilometers an hour, which the helicopter can't even keep up with. I see him going away from the chopper. However, the problem is with that paper in the radiator. There's no reason why Senna, he can't see it from where he's sitting, but he may see his temperature gauge going up. So the pit can ask him, is your water temperature all right? If it's not all right, they know the problem. They'll just give him an in signal, quick, come in, they'll rip out the piece of paper, very quick stop, and he's on his way again. But they've got tyres ready for him there in the pits as well. So they may just call him in, but they really don't want to call him in unless he's overheating. If that bit of paper is only covering probably about 10% of the radiator area, so it may not be enough to cause overheating.
And you saw that flash of the fastest lap there. So we've now got a really dramatic situation on lap 36 with 46 still to go if the race goes the full distance. Ayrton Senna still the fastest man on the lap in the race, 1:24.3. So his problem isn't slowing him, and now Rosberg has got Rotengata, the Dutchman, in the Osella in front of him, and Senna is starting to claw back the increased gap which resulted from his going off. It would seem that his bumping over the curb has not affected yet the suspension, but might well do. There might be a fracture there which could cause a problem later on. But anyway, on lap 36, Rosberg leads. You can see how close to him Senna is. Sura is third, Lauda is fourth, Alboreto is fifth, Streff is sixth. Those are all on the same lap. Seventh is Warwick, he's been lapped. Boutsen is eighth. Capelli is ninth. Lafitte is 10th. Berger is 11th. Johansson is 12th. Farby is 13th. And Rotengata is 14th. And then Martini, of course, who's 15th officially, is 4 laps adrift out.
Yes, and that was a neat, polite little bit of letting through by Hugh Rotengata then. He saw Senna coming. As soon as he was in the way, he stepped neatly out of line and joined in again back onto the racing line.
Into the pits comes Gerhard Berger. There he is it's Boutsen. It's Boutsen. Very difficult to tell them at a quick glance from their helmets. Thierry Boutsen into the pits, 8th position. So it's bad luck for the Belgian. Meantime, the remorseless, super cool Keke Rosberg with turbo flames stabbing from the rear of his Williams goes on his way, keeping ahead of the yellow helmeted Ayrton Senna in the black and gold JPS Lotus Renault, and the gap is 3.3 seconds. It was down to about 1.4 when Ayrton was at his closest. The Brazilian that you're looking at has had an incredible season. He's won twice at Portugal and Belgium. He's had 2 second places, 2 third places. He's been on the front row of the grid 10 times. But his record has been destroyed by the fact that he's had to retire 9 times. As a matter of interest, Martin Brundle is back in the race. Martin Brundle, who disappeared so long ago, has restarted after having what looked like a fairly major rebuild in the pits. And his teammate, Ivan Capelli, the young Italian from Formula 3000, is in 8th place, only 1 lap behind Rosberg, which is a real credit to the young Italian, who's a star of tomorrow, I feel sure. You're looking at a star of today, Mark Sura, Brabham BMW, 3rd place.
Yes, and Sura really has dropped back out of contention for the lead, where the battle between Rosberg and Senna rages up front. He's over half a minute behind that battle and is falling back into the clutches of Niki Lauda. He's 9 seconds or so in front of Lauda, so Lauda has been, well, I think more accurate to say that Sura has fallen back. Lauda, in fact, is keeping up with the speed of Rosberg. The gap, he's some 42 seconds behind Rosberg at the moment, but he's been between 40 and 42 for some 15 or 20 laps now. So Lauda is on the pace of the leaders, but of course starting from that grid position, that was how he got so far back.
Just put yourself in the position of Sura. He is driving at some 300 kilometres an hour down what will look like to him a concrete tube with the barriers on either side. The cars have got very hard suspension, so his spine will be hammered. The noise will be terrific. The heat will be enormous. The temperature of inside the cockpit can, on really hot days, be as much as 150 degrees. I'll say that again, 150 degrees. And the sweat pours out of the drivers. The weight loss is enormous. Unless you are truly fit and have superb stamina, you can be worn out long before the race finishes. And Rosberg is now coming up to lap Michele Alboreto in the Ferrari, who is in 5th place, as Sura crosses the line in 3rd position, 36 seconds approximately behind Keke Rosberg, the leader. So Sura again is going to have done better than his teammate Piquet. Not that that will worry Piquet, because Piquet has now finished with Brabham, and he and his car designer, the brilliantly gifted Gordon Murray, parted company on the nicest possible terms in South Africa, when Gordon Murray, a South African himself, said, I will not be going to Australia, because Gordon is working on a very advanced and new Brabham BMW to be driven by we know not whom, but we think Elio De Angelis and another, and there's somebody hidden in the fire there. I don't know who it is. It's Martin Brundle's car. Martin Brundle's... or is it? No, that's not. That's an Arrows from the look of it, in which case it's either Boutsen or Berger. We'll have to ident that later for you, and we'll certainly be able to do so on the lap chart. But Martin Brundle is okay. That was a misidentification for which I apologise. But it's certainly an Arrows underneath the foam, and another gold medal, a 10 out of 10 for the organisation here at Adelaide. It's Boutsen. That is Thierry Boutsen walking in, and heaven be praised, he is obviously perfectly all right, but is very much out of the race. Senna and Rosberg, look at this, we're back with the battle for the lead on lap 40, which is 1 lap short of half distance.
Now, Senna is now confronted with the same problem